However, I might be looking right now. Don't get my baby mixed up with this sucker shit. Me him at the building. Like I said, wherever this go to, let's go to war.
Again, before we go to war, I'd like you guys to please like, comment, and share the video. And if you're new, please subscribe. But if you're a returning viewer and haven't subscribed, please subscribe. It's free. That's all you have to do. But if you wish to donate to the channel, you can go to Cash App. My cash tag is $cookie802VT. And I'd just like to say that any donation is much appreciated. Thank you. And as always, it's your boy Cookie with All In Media. It's all in or nothing. Let's get it. This one's gonna be about how allegedly Lil Durk has a dark seed inside of him that has a negative energy or aura around him, might I say, that is affecting the others around him. See Lil Durk how he presents himself to the world, but behind closed doors, no one really knows the darkness he holds inside. Now this is not in any specific order, but I'm gonna start out with the one that I believe matters the most. And that is his fan, Maxwell Godow, who in 2014 was shot to death, not too long after having a photo op with Mr. Lil Durk here. You know, that just makes you think even the fans aren't safe. You can't even listen to the music without having to worry about getting shot because of a photo op you had with a rapper you like, basically, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'd be pissed if I got shot just for, you know, having a picture with Eminem or something when I was growing up, and I didn't even make it past. He was very young, I forgot his exact age, but, you know, that's basically what it's like. And Lil Durk has this aura around him, and he's been having it around him his whole life. So many people around him have not made it past the age of 19, I want to say. A lot of people that come out of Chicago, they don't even make it past 16 or 17. That's a real problem that we have today. And there needs to be something done about that. We all need to come together and basically give these children of the inner cities another out for them to do, so they can basically have some other activities to do besides just hanging out on the block, you know, hanging out on these street corners and being up to whatever mischief they can come up with. You know, you have to be productive and constructive with your ideas. I mean, I'm not preaching to nobody because I'm no saint myself. You know, I grew up and did all that bullshit too. But, you know, at one point in time, you have to turn around and think about it, that you have to start doing some good karma around, and good things will come. But Lil Durk, I'm not sure if he was thinking the same way, because there's just such a dark aura around him. It's just hard to explain. In this next photo, we see J Munna, aka J Money, OTF Newski, or OTF Nunu, and then Pluto. J Munna here was shot to death in 2013, and then we have Pluto, and he was killed in a car crash in 2013. And then OTF Newski, he was shot dead in 2014. So all three of these gentlemen here that Lil Durk has had a picture with are all gone. Now people are just gonna say that, oh, these guys grow up in a bad neighborhood and bad things will happen. You could say that. That's what they want you to say though. They want you to think that it's just some street shit, some street beef. But at the end of the day, that's the whole grand scheme of things. The higher ups want the minorities and the lower, the people that have not a lot of money, you know, and they're in poverty. They want them to be at war with each other. They want them to kill each other off so they don't have to do it themselves. It's all a depopulation thing. You know, we're gonna get down that hole at some point, and I will show you guys exactly who the people are that are supposed to be protecting us, who they truly are. So this brings us to our next victim of the Lil Durk curse, and that is a gentleman by the name of 5 Star. He was a rapper out of Chicago, and the Lil Durk curse is not only death. You know, death is not the worst thing that could happen. You could get sentenced to 20 years to life in prison, like 5 Star did. Now, a lot of people around Durk have gone to jail. I don't know every single person, but these are a few of them that I found photos of. Like this next one here, it's Lil Durk with Rondo number 9. You know, Rondo number 9 was sentenced to 39 years in prison for a murder of a taxi cab driver that him and C-Day-22 shots were allegedly involved in. And then there's another gentleman to the right of this picture. His name is L.A. Capone. He was a very well-known and very well-loved rapper out of Chicago, and he was murdered back in 2013. He was shot dead. Next up to bat on this list, we have OTF Chino. He was Lil Durk's manager back when he was coming up in the rap game. Now this one was a little weird to me because OTF Chino was not killed directly in the hot zone, or the red zone if you want to say. He was killed outside of that zone at a little restaurant on South Stony Avenue in Chicago, Illinois. So who gave the drop on OTF Chino? Because that's too far out from where he should have been, or where he usually is known to be. For allegedly 051 Melly was the one that put OTF Chino into his grave at such an early age. Which brings me to my next victim of the Lil Durk curse, OTF Newski, or OTF Nunu. He was a upcoming rap star out of Chicago, Illinois, and he was supposed to be doing the stuff that King Von was doing while King Von was alive, but OTF Newski was gunned down at a young age, allegedly by 051 Melly as well. Just with those two killings alone, I will have to ask the question, who gave the drop on these two gentlemen? Because with OTF Chino, Lil Durk allegedly said in an interview that he had spoken with OTF Chino, his manager, 10 minutes prior to his shooting.
Hell no, shit ain't real. You know what I'm saying? That's how you would look at it, because I had just talked to him. Like, how long ago did you talk to him? Like, how, before it actually happened? Like, 10 minutes. 10 minutes. 10. You were just on the phone with him, and then he gets killed 10 minutes later. He was like, he told me, finish up the album and the song called Why Me. He told me, redo it for the label on our ass, redo it for the label on our ass. I'm like, I got you. Yeah, because he was in the house laying down, because I was on FaceTime with him. He was in the house laying down. And he called, like, his girl called 10 minutes later. So wait, he was killed at his house? No, that's what I was thinking when he had went to a restaurant. I mean, do you know if the people were arrested who were charged with it? Wasn't nobody charged. Nobody was charged, so it's just, that's every day in Chicago, anything happening. 9 times out of 10, you ain't gonna find out who did it, none of that.
But when he was talking to him, OTF Chino was at his home in bed. So how did he go from his bed to this restaurant on South Stony Avenue within 10 minutes, only to be victim to 051 Melly? You know, and that's the same question I have about OTF Nunu's shooting as well. Who gave 051 Melly the drop? Again, I'm just gonna keep pounding it in your guys' heads. This set looks and sounds just like just plain old rap beef or street beef. And that is exactly what they want you to think. They want you to think it is street beef and this rap beef, but they will take you out how you live. It does not matter. If they want you gone, you're gone. That's how I believe 051 Melly's mindset was. If he wanted you gone, you were gone. And there's nothing you could do about it. He allegedly has multiple bodies on him, and I will definitely be doing a video about 051 Melly in the future at some point, so stay tuned for that. These next two victims on the Durk curse list, one of them has a very interesting story. The first one here is D Rose. He was a very young, well-loved member of 600, and he was arrested and went to jail for murder and was sentenced to 40 years for the murder of Venzel Richardson, a murder that D Rose might not have committed because his ops allegedly told the cops that he didn't. I believe that his ops just wanted him out of the way, and that was the easiest way to do it, and just get D Rose off the street. And this other gentleman we have to the right of Lil Durk goes by the name of THF Bobo. And in 2017, THF Bobo was released from prison. He basically was released on a technicality for something. I believe he was involved in a murder and there was something that happened and he got released on a technicality. But as he was walking out of prison, allegedly 051 Rose allegedly walked up to THF Babo and proceeded to shoot him and kill him while THF Babo was being released from prison. Which now brings me to my next victim on the Lil Durk curse is Fredo Santana. And he succumbed to a seizure due to his lean addiction in 2018. He was a very well-loved Black Disciple rapper out of Chicago, Illinois. He came up with Chief Keef back when the drill scene was starting to just take off. Fredo Santana could not drop that lean addiction, man. That stuff is a killer. It is liquid heroin that these rappers are drinking, and when they come off of it, what are their withdrawals like? They're just like one of these junkies on the street. You know, I've gone through those withdrawals before, and they are horrible. I never want to go through that again. That's why I turned my life around for the better, and I'm never going to look back at that shit ever again. But every one of these rappers that are doing this stuff, it's killing them from the inside out. As you can see with Fredo Santana, you know, he succumbed to that addiction, and I wish he got help and, you know, came over these demons and won, but he just couldn't. There's no way once they have you in their grasp and, you know, basically are holding you down under that, you know, imaginary water, you know, and you cannot breathe. You're trying to breathe and come up for air, and there's just no way. The next person to be a victim of the Lil Durk curse was King Louie back in 2015, and he was shot in the head. I repeat, he was shot in the head and survived his gunshot wounds. Miraculously, he is still walking today and still making music, but nonetheless, he was a victim of the Lil Durk curse and the darkness that still engulfs him to this very day. The next one is a rapper out of New York City, and he goes by the name of Chinks or Chinks Drugs. I don't know if you guys have heard of him, but if you're up in the New York City area, you definitely have heard of him. And he was a very well-loved rapper out of New York City, and he had a huge following, but he was shot in the head and he succumbed to his gunshot wounds back in 2015. Now this next one, I know you guys have probably heard about him. He was a huge rapper out of Atlanta with a huge following and a huge base down south. He goes by the name of Rollo, and he was the head honcho of the crew Famgoon. He was arrested in 2017 or 2018 for a drug-related case, which he was arrested and charged with. I believe it was conspiracy to distribute narcotics, or I think he had a bunch of weed, one or the other. And allegedly he came to a plea agreement today. It's breaking news today. Rollo came to a plea agreement, and the plea agreement would be for 9 years. And he has already been in there 4, so I believe he would only have to do, I think, another 5 before Rollo Famgoon is free. Before he was arrested, he too was in a video with Lil Durk. They had a song together where Lil Durk went to Rollo's compound he likes to call Pakistan. Now we get to our next person that was a victim of Lil Durk's curse, and that would be Davon Bennett, aka King Von, and he was shot dead at Monaco Hookah Lounge back in 2020. And if you follow the channel, hear it all in media, you know we've been breaking down that, and we are gonna get justice for V-Roy. But as you all know, him and Lil Durk were in a song called Crazy Story together, which makes King Von a victim of the Lil Durk curse. Just like King Von, you have to bring into consideration his alleged co-defendant AAB Hellabans was a victim of the Lil Durk curse too. As you can see in this photo here, Lil Durk was with AAB Hellabans in a photo/video as well. Now this next gentleman that you can see here that is standing with Lil Durk is his brother, aka OTF D-Thang, and he was shot in the head, I believe, 2021 at Club O. And if you follow Lil Durk at all, you have seen D-Thang in many of Lil Durk's photos and videos, so I just went and I found this next person of the list. You guys definitely know about him, and his name is Big Flippa, aka Young Dolph, and he was the king of South Memphis. And he did a song with Lil Durk back in Lil Durk's earlier rap days, and he has succumbed to his gunshot wounds in 2021 at Makita's Homemade Cookies in South Memphis, Tennessee. So now that we're at the end of this countdown, I would call it, or a list of the people that succumb to this darkness or black aura that surrounds Lil Durk, we come to one individual that I believe has helped him his entire way. Now this individual has also succumbed to a lot of things. You can't count him out of this either. But THF Bezoo is basically Lil Durk's crony, I would call him, or his right-hand man. He has been there since day one with Lil Durk, and he would do anything for Durk. Now is he basically his little sidekick that helps him do his dirty deeds in the darkness. And I left Bezoo for the end of this list for a particular reason, and that is basically, was he helping him the whole time? I believe he was, because he has been there since day one. THF and OTF are like this, and if you can see my fingers right now, they are crossed. And that's what Lil Durk does. He crosses everyone off his list, and then he moves on to the next one. Guys might call this stuff just plain old street beef, or even rap beef if you want to say it. But at the end of the day, there is a higher power at work here that is trying to control all of us that are in this lower level, I would call it. They're trying to depopulate us so they can have more of this land and the resources for themselves. I believe that we are in an ant farm, if you want to call it that. But that's another rabbit hole we can go down. But with this street stuff and this rap stuff, I'm always going to bring back, they will take you out how you live. Basically, the big question is, it's not if, but when. Now, when I say Lil Durk has a curse on him, I'm not talking about voodoo or anything like that. I'm talking about energy. There has been something that went on in his family's past, maybe, where someone sacrificed something so that the family could have wealth for the rest of time. It could be that, or Lil Durk himself could have done he could have done something to make it where he keeps climbing up this ladder, but as he climbs, people around him suffer and fall down. And as always, it's your boy Cookie with All In Media. It's all in or nothing. I'm out.